5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
A renewal of pleasantries between the Patriots and the Chiefs in a rematch of that AFC title game. What are you watching for in this game?
Well, I think everyone's watching for the New England Patriots and see just how much more efficient this offense can be in terms of yards per play that they can gain. Look, they're just over 5 yards per play, which is near the bottom of the league. And in particular, their yards per rush. They're not even averaging 4 yards per rush. They have to get that going in this game. And for the Chiefs, it's going to be about their defense answering the bell here in this last couple of games of the season because they have been playing much better. So you would figure this is the kind of game that the Patriots could get right, so to speak, offensively. But that's exactly what the Chiefs don't want, because as they head into the playoff stretch here and on into January, you know that they're going to score points. It's just a matter of whether or not they can stop somebody. So something's got to give in this game, right? Yeah. If the Patriots can't move the ball against the Chiefs, there's going to be a lot of questions about them. And if the Chiefs can't stop the Patriots, there's going to be a lot of questions about them. So now it's kind of like neither one of these teams want to face those kind of questions next week.
What is going to give in the other big AFC game? Because it's the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah.
And that means the Bills have to try to slow down what so many people have not been able to do, slow down Lamar Jackson. How can they do it?
Well, Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, is a former defensive coordinator. I worked with him when I was in Philadelphia, and he's one of the most assignment-conscious, detail-oriented head coaches in the NFL. That's what it takes to beat Baltimore because of the stress that their offense puts on you from an assignment perspective. And if you can't tackle, you don't know where to be, first of all, and then you can't tackle, then you're going to have problems against this guy. Lamar Jackson will absolutely just make you look silly. And it's really about that. That's all it's going to come down to. The more you see Lamar making Madden 2020 type moves on them and hitting the B button and spinning all over the place and doing this, the more you know the game's getting out of hand. And I really do think it takes a certain kind of mentality and a certain kind of coaching style to have any chance against this team. And it starts up here. Because if you don't know what to do, you have no shot against this football team. And we all know that this offense is so unique that during the week, you only have really 2 days to get ready for it. And that's hard. That's really hard. So it takes a certain kind of team. We'll see if Buffalo's up to it.
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, cheat codes.
Cheat codes. Lamar, though, back to your pressing the B button and the spinning and the whole deal. 63 rushing yards away from Michael Vick's single-season record for a quarterback.
Ridiculous.
That is very much within
ridiculous.
range today against the Bills. Louis Riddik with the insight.
Family is everything, and we've decided to turn Sunday Fun Day into a family affair, courtesy of Mark Cuban. Well, in the entire Mavericks family, actually.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, family. I'm here in Dallas.
35 points, 5 assists, and a side of some chippiness. Fourth quarter, with the Rockets up 5, James Harden steals the pass from Ty Jerome. Booker going to foul him. And look, guys, we can go about this in a number of ways. Let's just calmly, rationally discuss this over some tea and crumpets, perhaps a scone. Scone? Am I saying that right? I don't know.
No.
Technicals for everyone. You get a technical, and you get a it's like Oprah. 1 minute later, Rockets up 5. Harden, the 3 over Kelly Oubre Jr. He had 34 points and 6 rebounds. The Rockets were up 8, and then Westbrook, more of that. He says he's still adjusting to his new team. I think he'll be fine. 115-109. Rockets win.
Well, if it's a scone, then it's like op.
Scone.
Half-hour headlines on Sunday morning. Oh, to be a fly on the wall at your house. House Briscoe, Badger fans, all excited, giving the Buckeyes all they could handle.
And then my cheese is melty and sad this morning because I made the mistake of thinking, oh my God, there's a chance. The Badgers were up 21-7 at the half, and then 27 unanswered from Ohio State. Justin Fields, 3 touchdown passes. J.K. Dobbins, 172 yards rushing and a score, and a third straight Big Ten title for the Buckeyes. Third straight win over a ranked opponent as well. You can read between the lines and all of that because Ryan Day says his team has done enough to be number 1.
Okay, but what about LSU? Counterpoint, Tigers should be number 1 because they took care of business against 4th-ranked Georgia in Atlanta. Joe Burrow got Heisman chance. You can see why. 349 yards and 4 scores, set the SEC single-season passing touchdown record at 48. Tigers boosting a resume that already now has 5 wins over AP top 10 teams this season.
But is that what Tigers dream of?
That's a fair point. They hate cinnamon. Tigers of Clemson, 45-point winners over Virginia in the ACC title game. 45 points, 3rd largest margin of victory in championship game history. That's any conference. Tigers got 302 yards, 4 passing touchdowns from Trevor Lawrence. T-Law, 3 passing TDs for the 9th game this season.
And the best title game of the day, Oklahoma over Baylor in overtime, and perhaps a slight jab thrown by Jalen Hurts. Not going to lie, I like it. Quote, it's not supposed to be easy. Hurts, 325 total yards, just 1 touchdown. I say just because it was the first game all season. He's not had at least 3 in a game and put them in the college football playoff. So when asked if his team had done enough, Lincoln Riley said of the committee, I hope that they see Big 12 champions. The All-State playoff predictor does. They say the Sooners have a 55% chance of being the 4th team in the playoff. The stuff at the top is super easy math, like LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, 97% chance that they're going to make it. The only question there, who's number 1? We're all going to find out together. A little bonding, noon Eastern on ESPN.
Tiger Woods is watching this. It's probably from a plane. He had to fly halfway around the world.
Tiger.
Had to get in the air quickly, wrapping up in the Bahamas, the Hero World Challenge, now headed to Australia for the President's Cup. He's going to do so, make that trip off of a 4th-place finish, a 3-under final round, not enough to catch Henrik Stenson, who came from behind to chase down Gary Woodland to win at 18 under par.
The world heavyweight title is back in the hands of Anthony Joshua by unanimous decision. It wasn't even close. In the rematch against Andy Ruiz Jr., Joshua's timing was better, so was his movement. Ruiz says he didn't prepare like he should have. He also came into the fight 15 pounds heavier than their initial fight, which was in June.
That'll do it. Hey, you could pick your headline in the Avalanche win over the Bruins. Colorado won 4-1 over a Boston team that had been riding a 17-game home point streak to open the season. So now the Avs actually have a 14-game point streak of their own in Boston. Avs reaching the 40-point mark on the season in fewer than 30 games for just the 3rd time since they relocated to Denver in 1995. And we're not here to point fingers now and say that the Bruins let the city of Boston down, because the Patriots play in Foxborough, so really you could say that they let 2 cities.
You live there, right?
There's my point, all right? That was the first time that the Bruins, the Celtics, or the Patriots lost a home game in regulation during their respective current seasons. It had been 70 days, as a matter of fact, since any Boston team lost a home game, not since September 28th when the Red Sox lost to the Orioles.
Hate mail to Randolph Scott. If you want to TP his house, just let me know. I'll send you the address. In college hoops, Maryland's path to getting the win over Illinois was a little bit like a toddler eating a plate full of spaghetti. You know, like the kind you need the full body smock. It's messy. The Fighting SVPs have been down 15, but Anthony Cowan Jr. is your hero. Maryland by 1.
He a Terp.
Was he there?
SVP? I don't know. Where in the world is he?
Where in the world? That is a good thing.
We don't know.
Have you ever seen it? You've seen toddler eating full plate of spaghetti, like it's in their hair. You might be able to pull like a piece of pasta out their nose.
These are all things.
Messy.
These are all things that you just said
that
on
you need to know on
television.
SportsCenter. Those are your half-hour headlines.
Out of your nose.
Gotta keep on believing. Gonna see the best in me. Best is yet to come. Day and never done. Keep on, keep it on. Gonna see the best in me. Day and never done. Best is yet to come. Keep on, keep it on.
All right, good to talk ball with Louis Riddick now on SportsCenter AM. And the big one in the NFL, mercy what that man could do with a 30-second on cam. It was poetry, it was execution, there was power to it. So it's fitting then that's how he left us. On cam, on stage, at the ESPYs, teaching us you beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and the manner in which you live. And Stewart did that by fighting, training in the ring, and you can see it in the octagon, which makes Saturday's UFC Fight Like Hell night in his honor a perfect tribute. It was in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where Taylor was there, one of his daughters, of whom he was immensely proud. And it's honoring the Stuart Scott and the V Foundation. We start with Mahmoud Muradov taking on Trevor Smith. 1 minute left in this fight. Muradov body shots, and then the overhand right. And Stewart would have something really cool to say about this. I'm just going to sort of bask in the glow of a knockout that one fighter never saw coming. Just mouthpiece all out his mouth. Look at how far that thing flies. Listen to Muradov as he watches the knockout for the first time.
Whoa. It's good highlight.
It is, for one of you, yes, for one of you, it's a tremendous highlight. 3rd round KO from Muradov. And then this one was tremendous. The main event, Alistair Overeem taking on Jairzinho Rowenstrike. It's a heavyweight bout. No touching gloves to start. Overeem landing the overhand left. And this is when you know you're in trouble because Rosenstrike's like, I'm good. Like he's unfazed by that. Entering Saturday, a 73.8% significant strike accuracy rate for Overeem, and it just didn't matter. Rosenstrike pouring it on. 5th round, Rosenstrike down on all 3 judges' scorecard. Closing seconds of the fight. And that's the punch that ends it. Rosenstrike hits Overeem. Overeem hits the fence and then the canvas, and that's it. Rosenstrike with a KO win with 4 seconds to spare, tied for the 3rd latest finish in UFC history.
He's perfectly named for that line of work.
Rosenstrike. Long may it rain, long may it prosper. Long live Sunday Funday. Best video you might have missed while you were locked into your particular game on a Saturday.
You know what sounds really nice about now? Like some sun, maybe a beach,
Sure.
a little swimming.
Yeah, that'd be good.
How about, I don't know what that is.
Riley Patterson brought the sun and surf vibe to Memphis. Kicked a 50-yard field goal to give the Tigers a lead. Then his teammates put him up, let him paddle out, and just shred some of that gnar, man. Shred the gnar.
Name your Sesame Street character, your favorites. You got Grover,
Elmo, Grover, Cookie Monster,
Oscar, even, or the
Snuffleupagus.
aliens.
I don't remember the aliens.
This was all at the Boise
That was
State
good.
game. Elvis? Wait, is that Blue Man Group? Wait, can't be a group. There's only one. There was a lot happening.
Can I get the
at that game.
aliens again?
Radio.
You have to respect a coach who buys into the drill and does what he asks of his players, and Ed Ogeron